4 shots of vodka before my day even started. That was my normal after my divorce. Not at night, not to wind down, before the day even began, just to numb my mind enough to face what was in front of me. The court dates, the lawyers, the divorce papers, the sale of the house, the loss of everything I had spent years building. Every single day, there was another document, another decision, another reminder that my entire life was being dismantled piece by piece. And so I drank morning until night just to make it bearable. And somewhere in the middle of all that, I kept asking myself the same question. Will I ever feel normal again? I asked it every morning when I poured those shots. I asked it every night when I finally stopped. I asked it every time I looked around at the life I was living and don't recognize any of it anymore. But here's what I didn't understand yet. The normal I was chasing was gone. It wasn't coming back. And until I understood that, I was going to keep reaching for something that no longer existed. Normal was the house that I lived in. Normal was the neighborhood. Normal was the date nights and shared meals and sleeping next to the same person every night. Normal was life I had spent years building with someone else. That life was over, and every morning I was waking up looking for a feeling that didn't exist anymore, reaching for something that wasn't there. And when you can't find normal, you fill that space with whatever numbs that search. And for me, it was 4 shots before sunrise. And here is the cruelest part of it all. The drinking became its own normal. I was trying to escape one life I didn't recognize, and I was accidentally building another one I didn't want. Over a bottle of vodka a day, isolated, consumed by everything I had lost. If I had kept going down the road, I would not be here telling this story. That would have been my normal. I was not gonna let that happen. Before I talk about getting out of it, I want to say something about the possessions, because I think a lot of men going through divorce grieve their stuff almost as much as they grieve the loss of the marriage, the house, the cars, the things that felt like evidence of a life we lived. I realized they had never made me happy. I had been miserable at times when I had all of those things. The possessions did not define me. They never had. Losing them taught me something the marriage couldn't, that I had been measuring my life by the wrong things the whole time. That was the first crack of light. But light wasn't enough. I needed to build something. And I had to understand that the normal I was looking for wasn't coming back. That version was finished. I had to create a new one from scratch, the same way I had built the old one, slowly, one day at a time, one decision built on top of another, until something started to feel like mine again. The first decision was sobriety, not because someone told me to, because I looked at my mornings, what my mornings had become, and I refused to let 4 shots of vodka, to be the foundation of what came next in my day. So I stopped, and that was the first brick. The second thing was people, because I had isolated myself completely in those early months, and isolation made everything darker. The world had gotten smaller and smaller until it was just me and that bottle along with the pain. I had always been an extrovert. Even when I was drinking, I was social, out, around people, the life, wherever I was. And I realized I could take that same energy and put it into a sober life. I went from being an alcoholic extrovert to teaching myself to be a sober extrovert. And I started getting around new people, people who had no idea who I used to be, no reference point, for the man who was sleeping in parking lots at the bottom of a vodka bottle. They only knew who I was becoming. And there was something incredible freeing about being known only for the version of yourself that is emerging rather than the version that was falling apart. Those people didn't judge me, they just knew me, and slowly that became part of my new normal too. And here is what I know about building a new normal. It doesn't happen overnight. I didn't build my old life overnight. That took years, and I had to accept that it was gonna take time too. New routines, new people, new experiences, new places, a new version of what a day was supposed to feel like. I had to stop chasing, the old normal and start building a new one brick at a time. My normal today looks nothing like 4 shots before sunrise, and it looks nothing like the life I had when I was married either. It's something I built myself from the wreckage of everything I lost, my routines, my mornings, the way I spend my life and my time, the people around me, the experiences I chase, and the places I go. None of this was handed to me. All of this was a choice. And that is what I know now that I wish I had known then. The normal you are grieving is gone. But what you build in its place, if you do the work, if you put down whatever is numbing you, if you stop isolating and start living, the new normal can be something that you actually choose. Not inherited, not built around someone else, yours. And the version of normal you build from the ground up after losing everything, that might be the most honest version of yourself that you have ever lived. It was for me. If this resonated with you, subscribe to my channel. I'm telling the stories and the versions of my divorce through the lens of my own experiences. There's a lot more to this story.